Hello, beautiful people. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Honest Am here, the creator and writer of the Honestly Sis newsletter, bi-weekly newsletter geared towards millennials who are truly trying to get their shit together. And I am here for another daily motivational video. Actually, a full moon reading, where we use the tarot to become the alchemists of our lives and teach us how to become spiritual beings. A little bit about me: I do not just use the tarot. I use God and cusses in the same sentence, and I may mispronounce some things, but if it does not stop Charlamagne the God, it will not stop me. So, y'all, we are in a full moon season, and full moon season is all about manifestations. Well, that's what they say. It's all about manifestations and things coming about for our hard work. This is actually an Aries full moon, and Aries actually signify the warrior or the pioneer. So I'm going to think about this as the pioneer full moon, and I'm going to ask God, what do He has for us? Angel number 50. God, guardian angels, ancestors, beings of life, what information do you have for us that you deem worthy for us to hear at this time? What do we need to know about this hunter full moon? That's also what they are calling it. What do we need to know about this hunter full moon in Aries? Please give us any information that you deem worthy for us to hear at this time, allow no room for doubt or confusion. God and our friend Ashe. If you are new here, welcome to the channel. If you ever want to know anything about me, or if you ever want to learn more about me, that information is down below. Also, please make sure you check out the information below. If I ever mention any type of insights or anything like that, it's always going to be, it's always going to be in the description box down below. And I always do angel numbers, so that's why I'm calling those numbers out. All right, guys, give us 3 to 4 cards to let us know what this hunter Aries full moon has coming for us, or what do we need to be aware of. Allow no room for doubt or confusion. All right, I'm going to shake once, shake twice. Shake it one more time. Do you have one more card? 1, 2, 3, and go. All right. So we got 3 cards. And it's 3 cards that came out. The first one that is staying up is acceptance. And it's like this angel walking through this door. Angel number 205, which actually signifies the 7, which 7 is all about spirituality. And so I feel like maybe you may be in this place of where you are accepting your spirituality. You're accepting that you are a spiritual being. Maybe you're just accepting, like, you know what? I have maybe I've been on some bullshit, these last 5-10 years, but I really want to try to get my life together. I really just want to accept myself. I've been really beating myself up, and I feel like this Aries full moon is going to give you something that's going to give you like that extra boost, that extra confidence to walk through that door, to be who you are, to accept yourself fully, because you're perfect exactly how you are. I don't care how big you are, how small you are, how many teeth you got. Like, you are beautiful exactly how you are. God made you perfect, and He made somebody that's especially for you. So I don't care what you think you don't have or you do have. God created somebody for you. Okay. Integrity. I feel like what God is saying, He wants you to start, now that you are walking through this door of acceptance, if you choose to, I feel like it's necessary in order to be a spiritual being, in order to really change your life. It's necessary, angel number 313, to like accept yourself and to accept yourself fully. I love you, Malcolm. Malcolm X has this, he actually has this speech, and I want to say it's Untitled. I'll look, and if it is, I'll link it down below. But in this speech, he's like, who told you to hate yourself? Who told you to hate your eyes? Who told you to hate this color of your skin? Who told you to, look down on yourself and what you think of? And if you really think about it, it's because of the programming. Like, I never even, they say it all the time, but I never thought it was real. But lately, I've just been looking at, like, certain movie stars that they say is the it girl, or she looks so good. And unfortunately, it's mostly white women. And I'm just like, this bitch look basic as hell. Like, and I'm sorry, but it's just like a lot. It's really funny to me that we can, celebrate and, put on a pedestal exotic women, or women who are trying to, exotic women, but it's really white women trying to look black, and we put them on a pedestal and be like, oh my God, they look amazing. And it's just like, but I guess what I'm trying to say, I find it weird that we are putting people who are trying to be like us on a pedestal instead of just accepting ourselves. And the only reason why we don't accept ourselves is because of what society say, despite the fact that society wants everything we have. Like, they're repeatedly trying to like take all of our shit for themselves, but then they don't want, it's like everybody want to be a nigga but a nigga, you know? Like, it's like, it makes no sense. So I just feel like what God is saying is like, he really wants you under this full moon in April. I mean, this full moon in April. Maybe something, I feel like maybe you set this intention and something may come in April, angel number 505. But I really feel like what God is saying is like, you need to accept yourself, accept who you are fully, and start making decisions in that place. Like, don't step outside of yourself for anyone. With this card of integrity, for some reason, I'm just thinking about, I talk a lot of shit about my job, but honestly, I really love my job because it allows me to be myself. Like, I don't change my tone. I don't code switch. I am my full self when I show up at work, and I intend to continue to be that way. I don't want to be anywhere where I cannot show up as my full self. I make a mistake and cuss half the time. Like, I'm just going to be me. I'm going to be country. I'm going to be ghetto. And that's just who the fuck I am, and I'm not going to change myself. And like, honestly, I don't know. It's so crazy that this is coming up because I was literally just like, looking at some stuff on the internet about the Kardashians and how people have make spoofs about talking about how they talk. And like, they really do that for a purpose because in this book, it says like, that's like an attractive quality to like slow down your speech and all that stuff. And I really was about to get on here, like, maybe I should slow down how I talk and try to, no, that's not me. Like, I have to be who I am, and who I am, I'm a live wire. I'm full of passion. My mouth keeps me in trouble. And I honestly feel like that's how God wants me to be. He wants me to speak my truth and not be thinking about it and weighing the pros and cons. Am I being politically correct? Fuck that. I'm saying what the fuck I feel, and that's how we all need to operate because that's how we get clarity. Angel number 640. Like, I feel like a lot of us, the reason why you don't accept yourself, or even the reason why you're just not, the reason why you're confused in your life is because you're trying to live for everybody except for you. You're trying to, does your mom think you're doing the right thing? Does your church think you're doing the right thing? Does your friends, does your college people, do you seem successful compared to everybody else? Instead of just like embracing your journey. I was talking to my mom before I logged on here. And the crazy thing is, like, we were just talking about my cousin passed away. I told y'all last week, and we're about to go to this, go out of town to go attend the funeral. And we were talking about who wasn't going to be able to be there, but it's because my cousins are like living their lives. Like my one cousin, his company has moved him from North Carolina to New Mexico. And like, this was the cousin that was like, everybody be like, oh my God, is he going to be okay? And it's like, he found his way. And honestly, angel number 746, what I realized is like, if you just stay true to yourself and just trust yourself and just keep being in life, like, don't fucking give up, like, you'll find your way. You'll eventually find your way. And I feel like a big part of that has to do with you accepting yourself and making decisions and opportunity and making decisions and choices that are in alignment with who you are and ultimately who you want to become. Okay? Like, it's so funny that I didn't realize that I was so hesitant on even applying for another job because ultimately I don't know where other place I can be where I can do a very good job at my job and then also still run, honestly, sis, and all the other things that I'm doing. I don't know any other place that I can do all of this. And for that reason alone, it's the perfect place for me. Angel number 844. I had to make, again, I told you guys about this before, making that mindset shift that I'm not trying to climb a corporate ladder, so why would I go apply for another job? If I'm in a position where I make really good money and I'm able to take care of myself and I'm able to still do what I need to do to fulfill myself at the end of the day, why would I let that go for what? I mean, exactly. Why would that don't even make sense if it's not for a writing job, if it's not for my own television show, if it's not for, me to help write on a movie. I don't know. Like, why would I go to walk in corporate? Why would I ever apply for a corporate job if I don't, and I know I don't want to be in corporate America? right? So it's like I would never make that choice. That's not even an option anymore. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. When you make that mindset shift that I'm going to be who I want to be and I'm only going to move in a direction of where I want to go, all that other shit is no longer an option. So you have clarity. So you don't even have to worry about going back and forth. You hear what I'm saying? So at the root of it, it comes to you accepting you and making decisions in alignment with who you are and who you want to be, okay? I don't know why I did that because, God, can I get just one more card? Give us something to wrap up. What's this underlying energy? What's going to be in our subconscious? Like, what's happening underneath the surface of this full moon in Aries, God? What do we need to know? Discernment. That makes so much sense. Discernment. Underneath this is what this whole message is about. This is the turning point. This is the turning point. You're at this point where it's time for you to step through this door. Discernment, angel number 1030. You're at this point where you need to make a decision on who you're going to be, what direction you're going to go in. How much more longer are you going to wear the pros and cons? Are you going to trust God or you're not going to trust God? And if you're going to trust God, then you need to go in a direction of that's in alignment with who you want to be, staying in your integrity, and that's going to give you clarity. That's going to help you on your road. The God is saying that the reason why I tell you guys all the time, you don't need to know where you're going or you don't need to know the big picture because you have discernment. This is what you have to guide you. You have yourself. Once you start accepting yourself, once you make that decision that you're only going to move, angel number 1111, thank you, God. Once you make that decision that you're only going to move in alignment with where you want to go and what's going to make you be your best self, then when there's the time to make a decision, the decision is easy. Does this choice make me close? Does this option get me closer to who I want to be, or does it take me further away? And if you're not moving towards the option that moves you along in the direction that you want to go, you're not being in your integrity. And you have to ask yourself, are you truly trusting yourself? Are you truly accepting yourself and accepting your dreams and all the things you want? It's really simple if you think about it. The confusion comes in you going back and forth. But it takes me back to that message that we had, a couple of weeks ago about the double-mindedness. You got to make a choice. And I told you guys, I don't know about you, but this is the hill that I decided I want to die on. I want to die on this hill and being a spiritual being. And now I have this information to where now I realize that, hey, I got to die on this hill of trusting God. I can't even, at this point, I had to make the mindset shift that I can't even bring my fucking blessing about. Like, I have to trust God to deliver my blessing. And as scary as that sounds, it's really not that scary because I have discernment. I fully accept myself. And it's very easy for me to make my choices because either I'm going to make it's not even an either or. I'm always going to make the choice that's going to bring me closer to my dreams. There is no going back and forth. There is no plan B. There's only where I'm going. There's only plan A. There's only becoming who I want to be. I don't have any other option. I don't want any other options. It's easy once you have clarity. I mean, it's easy once you accept yourself, right? You have clarity once you accept yourself. Things become very clear when you know who you are. I told you guys this before at 1301 when I went down to Miami, and I realized when you know who the fuck you are, you don't have to chase the bullshit no more. Same thing. You could take this concept away from work, away from creative endeavors. If you want to be in a relationship with somebody who is financially stable, somebody who's emotionally secure, somebody who's into you, somebody who can take you on vacations and all that stuff, why would you be in a relationship with somebody who do not have a job or who does not even who don't have a career or who haven't even started that process? It gets very, very easy when you fucking know who you are and where you're trying to go, right? It's clarity. Does this person get me closer to where I'm going, or does he take me further away? It becomes very, very clear. Really quickly, God, guardian angels. This is actually for our ancestors in the universe. Beings of light, I'm coming to you as well. What would you like to say about this message of acceptance, this message of integrity, this message of clarity, and this message of discernment? Why is it so important for us to just accept where we're going, to stop the double-mindedness, to make decisions in our integrity so that we can have clarity? Like, why is it so important for us to have clarity on acceptance? Why is it so important for us to use our discernment when making choices to make sure that we stay in our integrity? Allow no room for doubt and confusion. So what do you guys want us to know at this time? That message seemed very, very clear. And that's also what I realized, that, and it's actually, this message also clarifies what I was telling y'all about the universe being your concierge service. If you are having an experience that you don't want, instead of focusing on the fact that you don't want the experience, you think about what you do want. When you do think about what you do want, you release it so that the universe can bring you your next experience. But if you choose to keep focusing on that experiencing, not releasing that experience, then guess what? Your discernment again, right? You're stuck. You're confused. You're confused because you're not, that's the disconnect. You know this isn't what you want, but you're continuing to focus on it. Does that make sense? Don't it make sense to say, okay, I know this isn't what I want? That's what it is. It's like, honestly, I feel like for someone, this is actually a relationship thing I'm getting. This person can't give you the life that you want, but yet you're staying in a relationship with that person. How is that being in your integrity? And honestly, it's like, that's not even confusing. Like, it makes sense that you're unhappy because you know that this person can't give you what you want. So again, it's like, it comes back down to your discernment, taking responsibility for your life and stop being like, well, God, change this, make this better. It's like, no, girl, get your shit together. Take some type of accountability for yourself. Really quickly, for acceptance, it says sometimes the good is hidden. What I realize is that find the good in what they said and what they asked is always there. I don't like the messages on the back, so I'm not going to focus on that. But for acceptance, God is saying sometimes the good is hidden. Sometimes because you have used other people's opinion, or you valued other people's opinion over yourself, you don't even see the beauty in yourself. And I'm going to be very honest, very, very honest and transparent. That was me. Because I decided that this person, his point of view, his lens of me was the see all be all, the end all be all. Every time he didn't give me that validation that he believed in me or that I was doing the right thing, I doubted myself. And I kept myself in stagnancy because I kept being like, oh, well, if he don't do it, maybe it's not right. Instead of being like, but look how much you're growing. Look how good you are. Look how great you are. So that's what God is saying. Sometimes it's hidden under other people's expectations. The truth about you, who you are, all that goodness is hidden under this other people's thoughts, other people's opinions. And you have to value your own. Angel number 1742. For integrity, those you love you. What God is trying to say is that, again, I don't know, for some reason I keep getting relationships, and I am going to pull out our angel cards before we go here, and then that'll be it. For this integrity, I feel like what God is saying, a lot of us, we have to take accountability that maybe, I'm not even going to say a lot of us, I'm just going to speak for myself, and hopefully it may get you to understand. But because I did not accept myself as a kid, because I felt like I was like this outsider and all this stuff, I did a lot of things and been a part of a lot of groups, and I was like a chameleon. Like, I would do whatever I needed to do to fit in with certain groups, regardless of how I actually felt for real. I just didn't want to be alone. Because I was afraid to be alone, I would do anything to stay in certain groups and, get people to like me. I remember this one time during my freshman year, I had a group of friends that set me down to have a friend invention, angel number 1850. And they were just telling me like how selfish I was and how I was just only into myself and blah, blah, blah. I was always on my phone. And I was just like, oh my God, like, no, I don't want them to think that. And so then I just started overcompensating, overextending. And guess what? Ain't none of them people in my life no more. Angel number 1911. And so I feel like what God is saying is that when people really love you, you don't have to betray yourself. You don't have to, hide certain sides of yourself. You don't have to dim yourself. You don't have to, not say certain things. You don't have to think about what you're saying, because if they love you, they're going to love you. You can be safe. It can be a safe zone. Angel number 1933. And that's what I realized. Like, I didn't understand that before. I didn't understand that love was supposed to be safety. I went into it looking for protection and to earn it and to, all of that other bullshit, instead of realizing that love, especially your relationships, is supposed to be your safe place. It's supposed to be the place where you can let your hair down, where you could be as vulnerable, you could be as stupid, and all of that stuff. And what I realized is the trick that I had in my mind was that, my ex was, I said to myself, well, he fully accepts me. He accepts all who I am, and I can be my full self, until I started being this part of myself, until I started really being myself. But again, because I had that belief before of, no, he accepts me. This is the only person that accepts me, not realizing, but he didn't accept all of me. And the person who really loves you, they're going to accept all of you. They're not going to shit on you. They're not making little jabs at you. They're not going to make you feel insecure. They're not going to make you feel outsider. They're not going to make you feel crazy. They're not going to gaslight you. They're going to love you for you. Angel number 2045. For clarity, it says, give yourself much more credit. And I think for some, again, with this, the good is hitting. I feel like because deep down inside, we all know. We all know the people in a relationship that's not going to work out. We all know that, we fucked the person that we like, this shit, I know he going to, this ain't it for me, but we do it anyway. And then we get mad when it falls apart. But the truth is, we knew. But if only we just valued that more. When I got that information, I'm going to put it down below, about my human design and how I need to make decisions for my solar plex, I can honestly say every fucking time in my life I went against my gut or I didn't do what I initially thought, it fucked up every time. And I always be like, I fucking knew it. And you probably had times like that too, where you're like, I fucking knew it. I knew this was going to happen. So it's like, give yourself more credit. It's really not that hard when you just accept, I want the best for me. I want the people who love me. It's not confusing. It's not really hard to make choices anymore when you just accept that the people who love me are going to love me and accept me for me. And so my only job is to love myself and accept myself and know that eventually those people will come, right? And then even if it's not about attracting those people, it's about making those decisions to be with people who do accept you for who you are, okay? Angel number 2222. Last message, you will be so surprised. For discernment, I feel like what God is saying is like, I think once you get clarity on who you are and who you want to be and where you want to go in life, I think you will, for one thing, I feel like you will be surprised at how like silly it was that you even thought that way to begin with. Like, I looked at myself in the mirror and I'm like, why did I think I was ugly? Like, why did I ever think that I wasn't pretty? Like, why did I ever think that I'm not like attractive? Like, why, so it's like, I don't know. That's just a personal thing. But it's like, because I had such low self-esteem, now I be looking at myself like, but Em, you're so amazing. Like, and if it's not even about like your body and your looks, but it's like, you are an amazing person. Like, if I was to run into me in the street, I would fuck with me. Like, I would want to go have a drink with me. I would literally try to fuck myself if I could. But it's because like, I'm just a good ass person and I love who I am. And I feel like what God is saying is like, once you have that clarity about yourself, you realize like, damn, like, I'm low-key a fucking gem out here. Like, I'm a goddamn prize. And you'll start carrying yourself differently. And when you start carrying yourself differently, you'll start seeing things differently. And when you start seeing things differently, like when you start carrying yourself differently, you're sending off, I'm telling y'all, it's always gonna go back to energy. You start sending out a different type of signature to the universe. And then the universe gonna be like, oh, look at this bad bitch. And it's gonna start sending you different experiences. It's gonna start sending you that reflection of it because the world is nothing but a reflection of what we feel on the inside. So if you dealing with a whole bunch of people who treat you like shit or make you feel small, like that's because deep down inside you feel like shit, you feel small. But when you start to accept that you're fine, you're bad, you the baddest bitch, you the best thing that ever happened to sliced bread, that the universe is just waiting for you to pop up and to show out and make the world better, like the world will present that to you. But again, you can only get it when you accept you. All right. And the last thing God says, create space for new love. So again, I just feel like God is just doubling down on, you can get this love, y'all. Like, it's for you. Like, but it's about taking that acceptance. And I'm going to be honest, like, you know, me gaining self-esteem, it has been a process. It's been an overnight process. And honestly, it started with my natural hair journey, like me cutting my hair all off and like going through that ugly stage. Like, y'all, one time I even left work because my hair was fucked up. And I was like, I cannot fucking walk around like this. Like, but it forced me to like really fully accept myself. And then I went through this phase where y'all, when I tell you guys, well, now it's not even in the archives, but I legit, when I was in college, I was addicted to weave and like, and I was addicted to it because I felt like that was the only way I could be pretty. And so when I didn't have the weave, I was like, oh my God, I'm not pretty. I'm not cute. I can't get nobody. And so I got my natural hair journey, and then it started to force me to like really like accept who I am and like look at my face without having all this extra. And I was like, oh my God, like I'm like really, really pretty. And then I went through a whole phase where I was like, well, I don't want to wear any type of weaves or anything because I realized people would treat me different when I had weaves versus when I wore my natural hair. But now I'm at this place where I'm like, look, bitch, I'm gonna look good in an afro and I'm gonna look good with some hair. I'm gonna do whatever I want. Because actually I went through this process, really tangent, but really random tangent. But I was thinking about getting dreads. And then I just realized like, I'd like to change my hair too much. And I actually really do like big hair. Like I feel like it's pretty, and now it's not like I'm getting it from this point of where I feel like I need it, but it's like, okay, I want to just be sassy for a minute. But then guess what? Next month I want to be am again, and I'm gonna be back in my natural style. So it's like now I have that flexibility, and the flexibility is not on, you know, like now I know that, and it's like I'm not getting weaves because I'm trying to look a certain way, but I'm getting it because I just want it. Like I just feel like it's a cute hairstyle. It's not because it's like I need it. You know what I'm saying? I hope that helps somebody. Acceptance, integrity, clarity, and discernment. God, what are you trying to get us to understand about this message? That sometimes the good is hidden, and that we need to just make decisions and walk in the direction of our dreams and to the people who accept us and who loves us. I let that card come out because it just felt like it wanted to. Clarify this message, God. Why is it so important for us to fully accept ourselves, to have clarity when making decisions in our integrity? Why is it so important for us to accept ourselves, to have clarity? That's what I hear. You need to accept yourself in order to have clarity. And with this, because this seems like the moons, right? Ancient number 2733. I also feel like, again, a lot of people like to talk about the full moons having external and, you know, a manifestation that comes in your life. I feel like because, me included, we're new on this journey of fully accepting ourselves, fully loving ourselves, fully walking into our divine path, that the acceptance, the blessing that happens to us is going to happen on the inside. So it's not going to be an external manifestation. Like, I don't feel like this is God saying, like, you accept yourself and then the man come next month. No. Like, I feel like what God is saying, you accept yourself, you decide to work on yourself, to start loving on yourself. The blessing that's going to come is that you're going to have this new type of confidence within yourself. And then April, because I keep hearing April, so sometime next year in April, then you'll have the new love. And it's perfect because then now you've had all this time to work on yourself, and you're not attracting your mate from this place of I need him, but from a place of I want him and I desire him. You hear what I'm saying? Oh, that's sexy. I like that, God. That was sexy. All right, God, give us one more card for clarity. We'll take that one, and then we'll take this one for discernment. That was kind of sexy. These messages be surprising me sometimes. Like, okay. So y'all gotta let me know. If you're single, let me know if in April next time you meet your boo, send me a wedding invitation. That's why I just, I really hope we can be like, just become like a community and it's like, oh, like I got a new job and like, or I just, my new fashion label. Like I really, that is like my hope and my wish, my vision for, honestly, sis, like for our, especially for here, here on YouTube. Like my hope is that you guys just take this information and run with that shit. And then you be like, oh girl, like I got a new job, or I got a whole new career, or I started a business, or I moved, or I got my man. Like that's the type of shit I want to hear. Like I want to hear like my life really fucking changed. Like I just want that to happen. And I think it would be really dope if like, you know, we look up in like the next 10 years and we're able to have like a whole, honestly, sis, community directory where it's like, I don't know. Let me stop talking about business. But I just realized like that's my thing. Like I know when I get on, like I don't give a fuck about no fashion houses or any of that shit. Like I'm pulling my people up. Like I'm pulling people who self-taught, self-made, self-designed, self-instructed. I'm like, come. Like I want them designers. I want them people on my TVs, on my sets. Like fuck that. I want them self-taught writers. Like I want niggas that had to make theyself. Like, that's the shit I want. Because it's a different type of energy and it's pure. And anyways, I'm done. Let me stop telling my business. The law of attraction assembles all cooperations of my relationships. And again, this is what God is just trying to get you to understand about when you accept yourself. The only reason, this is the second time I've heard this in my head. The only reason why you don't have what you want is because you don't think it's possible. But it's like when you start feeling like it's possible, and when you not only feel like you think that it's possible, but you start moving and operating in the world like it is possible and like it is happening, then you can attract all those things to you. So there's this vortex of becoming. A vortex that contains all of the requests, all of the amended requests, each and every detail of each and every asking that has emanated from you. Let me pause right here. It says, and the law of attraction is responding to that. So I'm going to put this down below about the human design. But I realize like a part of the human design, I am a manifesting generator. So I mean, a big part of it is like, I'm like just like once I get clear, which makes sense. Once I get clear on myself, I can just attract shit to me. And when I realized like, oh my God, all the stuff that I've been thinking about, I'm going to attract it to me, I got freaked out. Like I was talking to my therapist about it and she's like, Amber, this is not the purpose. This is not the purpose of the exercise. Like you're not supposed to get freaked out about the stuff you ask about, because I dream big, y'all. Like I've been asking for a lot of shit. And like when I start thinking about like, oh my God, like all this shit's going to happen, it freaked me out. Like, I'm not even gonna front. Like, I could talk on this shit up big and bad to y'all, but I got freaked out inside. And then it made me realize, like, it's just still some work I gotta do. And so now, I just, to be completely transparent, I'm not rushing it no more. Because I realize, I'm like, that shit, like, that's next level. And I think, I have this thing where, let me just say this. When I was on my healing journey, I was like really in this place when I was like really seeking, and I don't even think I identify with myself as a seeker anymore. Like I'm a beer right now. I'm a beer. So, but anyways, when I was in my seeking stage, I was just like doing shit. Like I would just, any healing modality, anything that said it would make you better, I would just try it. I would do it. I mean, I always have this type of personality, like in life. I just applied it to, you know, the healing side. Like I'll try anything once. So I was just doing shit. And then one time I did an inner child therapy, you know, just doing shit. And it fucked me up. Like, because it showed me everything, you know, like, it's like when you really know, like, oh my God, like, damn, like this happened because of this. Like, it just, you know, at first I thought it was going to be this, you know, this little cute, fun exercise, but like I did that inner child therapy and it fucked me up. Like I was fucked up for like a month, stopped talking to my parents. Like I was really fucked up for a while. I was really fucked up for a while. It took me a moment to like really, you know, stop all the hurt, stop all that, and just really integrate all the information that I learned and not be so mad about it. But I say all that to say, like, when you just are in this place of where you're just seeking and wanting, you're eventually going to get all that shit. And then you have to deal with having it. And I realized, like, from that experience of my inner child therapy, like, I don't want to be caught off guard. Like, I don't want this shit to just hit me, because it's like, I'm just saying, like, y'all be careful what you're praying for, because the shit is going to happen. Like, the shit that you're dreaming and manifesting, it's going to happen. If you have, this is my thing, if you dreamed about it, it happened. It just happened in the ethers. If you visualized it and then felt it, it happened. It just happened to your higher self. It's going to happen eventually. So it's like, I have cried tears and all of this stuff, and I'm just like, all this shit going to happen, and it freaked me the fuck out. And I realized, like, I just need to savor where I'm at. I don't need to rush shit. I don't need to be trying to figure it out, like how to make it happen any faster. Because what I realized is that if somebody came in right now, today, and be like, hey, I want to invest in Honestly Sis. I want to completely give you a business structure, blah, 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 all that stuff. I would be like, I'm not ready. I'm not ready yet. But I don't know. Maybe I may be ready. I don't know. Because saying it out loud, I'm like, I guess I could kind of do it. Like, I would be prepared. But honestly, I just don't want to even think about that right now. Like, I just want to worry about my book. Like, right now, it's so fun to just every single day work on my book. Every single day, like, I'm still having fun with, like, understanding how to, like, schedule out Honestly Sis. And I just started to having letters starting to be scheduled a month in advance. So it's just like, you see what I'm saying? It's like, it's just so much shit I really need to, like, get in place before the big shit come. And I feel like that's what God is trying to get you to understand. All this big shit is going to happen, but you don't want to rush it. You don't want this big shit to happen and you're not prepared for it. So it's like, just enjoy it. Just embrace this time. Okay. Let's finish this up real quick. The vortex is literally drawing in all things necessary for the completion of every request it contains. All cooperative components are summoned all cooperative components are being summoned and are coming for the completion of these creations, for the answering of these questions, and for the solutions to these problems. So it's like, God, the thing is, you can pray for stuff. Like, I'm not going to tell you, like, don't tell God, like, stop praying to God for the same stuff. But I just want you to know, like, if you start having some visions and you start feeling some stuff and you have some dreams, let it go, boo, because it's happening. So right then, you just need to accept that it's going to happen. You just need to accept that it's going to happen and get your ass on a joyride to life, because it's going to happen. Like, I just realized the other day I wrote this article. It's because it's going to come out next year. But I wrote this article, and I finally, it's like the first time that I, like, wrote an article about, kind of like, I don't even know, it's like my 5D love, like this person that I keep feeling coming. And I realized, like, I had this dream kissing him, and then I realized that the dream symbolizes, like, I because I was writing an article, I looked up, like, what does that mean? And it means that you're going to have true love. So it's like, I know I'm going to have this man. I'm going to have this relationship. I already felt the kiss. It already happened. Like, it's just a matter of him showing up. And so it's like, instead of just being like, is this the nigga? Is that the nigga? Should I not be fucking until I find the nigga? It's like, let me just live my fucking life. You know, like, let me just accept myself, do things that move myself do things that is in my integrity, but makes me feel good and keeps me closer and closer, that keep pushing me closer and closer to my dreams. Angel number 38. Let me shut up. For integrity and those who love you, my manifestations are an indicator of my beliefs. So this message is actually really clear. It is always true that whatever you are living is always about, I think I already read this. What is manifesting on every subject in your life is an indicator of your beliefs you hold and your chronic pattern of thought. And so for integrity, and it says those who love you, if you're in a situation or you find yourself in circumstances with people who do not genuinely treat you well, like they don't treat you well, like they treat you like an option, they're not, you're always giving, you're always the only one that calls, like if you go months without calling, they won't call you. Like, if you're in a situation like that, you have to take ownership and realize that instead of being like, well, why they, you're not making a decision in your integrity. That person is giving you a reflection of this is the thing. You feel that way deep down inside. You don't feel like you're worthy of having somebody who really love you. You don't feel like you're worthy of having people who give and take. Like, so you overextend yourself. Queen Cup Tarot, she actually have a thing where she talk about how, people always talk about, well, I'm a giver, and then people just take from me, but it's actually a manipulation in giving. And I used to be guilty of that. Like, I used to, well, let me give him this and do all this, because then I want to be like, I'm the one who helped you, and this. Like, so it's like, look at yourself, take accountability, and make sure that you're making decisions and choices that are in alignment with where you want to go. And if you are around people who are not making you feel good and who are treating you small, then you have to ask yourself, what do you truly believe to be true about you? And what do you believe that God can give you? Because on some level, you're accepting that treatment. Okay? Forgive yourself more credit and clarity. It says, every relationship I establish is eternal. And this is just letting you know that the law of attraction is always like sending things in relation to what you believe is possible. So it's like, again, if you don't feel like you're worth shit, like if you don't feel worthy of love deep down inside, you're going to end around a whole bunch of people who treat you that way. So it's like you, again, have to get clarity on what you believe to be true about yourself, who you believe you are, and then make sure that you're making decisions and choices that are in alignment with who you believe to be true about you. I keep saying that. Last thing, you will be surprised by my attention to things. I am making choices for discernment. So again, what God is saying is that if you choose to keep focusing on people who treat you small, if you keep choosing to focus on the bad shit, if you keep choosing to think that, oh, I'm not worthy of love, nobody loves me, then you can't be mad at nobody but yourself, because at this point, you are the one who is keeping yourself in that pattern. So what God is saying is that you need to change your attention to things. You need to, again, because it says here, by my attention to things, I am making choices. I'm actually going to read this. What people do not understand is that you do not choose something by looking at it and shouting, yes, I would like some of that. You make your choices by your attention to things. In this universe that is based on attraction, when you look at an unwanted thing, your attention to it causes an activation of the vibration within you. And then the law of attraction brings more of it into your experience. So again, you will be surprised by how I feel like what God is saying, you will be surprised how much your life will change in a year by just being more mindful of the choices that you make. This is what God's trying to get you to understand. We had a message come out already that's saying changing your life is something you happen on a day-to-day basis. What God is trying, I feel like, to double down on that message. And also from our new moon message, what God is trying to say, you got to accept yourself. You got to accept accountability for your vibrational signature. And once you take accountability for your vibrational signature, then you'll have clarity and you'll be able to start making choices and actions that are in alignment with who you want to be. Okay? I feel like I don't want to keep dwelling this on, but I did want to point out the reason why I decided that I'm not going to I'm gonna let it go. I came as an extension of source energy. This last message, I feel like what God creates space for new love. He's trying to get you to see that you are him, like you're a reflection of him. All the powers that God has, all the stuff that we read about Jesus, we can do within ourselves. That's the shit they don't want us to know. That's why they made God into this random nomad man that wasn't married. But honestly, if he was 23 at that time, he probably was married with kids. And why don't we hear about Jesus' wife or Jesus' kids? I've never heard that story before, because they don't want you to know about that. Because if we knew, and I actually have an article honestly that's coming out this year, if we knew, did it come out already? It did. I think it did come out already. But anyways, we have this article. But I mean, if we knew that Jesus was just an everyday person and that we had the ability to be Jesus, the world would be different. So in the world, then everybody would be walking around as their own saviors. And we can't have that when we have somebody trying to keep control of us, right? Listen to Big Sean. All right, let's do real quickly, just because we had a lot of stuff about romance and love. Before I do our final message, I am curious, God, what's coming into our love life for this? I'm gonna leave it out there because the card fell out. What's coming to our love life for this April? Why do I keep saying April? What the fuck? Why do I keep saying April? What is coming to us for this full moon in Aries? What is coming to us in this full moon in Aries, God? Clarify this message of acceptance, integrity, discernment, and clarity. What is coming to us in our relationships? What do we need to create room, space for? Allow no room for doubt or confusion. All right, 3 cards coming out. You got one more, God? Make it balanced. So the card that flew out is keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual types. For this acceptance, and sometimes the good is hidden. Angel number 4450. I want you guys to realize that as you heal yourself, as you grow, as you accept yourself, the types, the people that you think that you want in your life is going to change. And also, again, as you better yourself, your options better. And so you may not see the people around you. You may be looking around you and be like, ain't no nigga, I don't know how I'm gonna meet the love of my life. But that's because that's in your mindset, you're not gonna meet the love of your life. But if you start working on yourself, start accepting yourself, then you'll elevate yourself and you'll be able to see different options, or different people may start coming to you. But it says, keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual types. I feel like this was a personal confirmation for me. Made me smile. Getting to know each other as you reveal your inner secrets, as you getting to know each other as you reveal your inner selves to each other, your bonds deepen. This came out for integrity, and I just feel like what God is saying is that it's not even like getting to, for some reason, this is 2 ways. I feel like on one hand, for you single people, I feel like this could be talking about a potential relationship that's going to be happening. And God is saying, keep an open mind. And I feel like what he's saying is like, the person that you may be with may not be your normal type. So if you're one of them type of people that are like, oh, well, I only date dark skinned dudes, blah, blah, blah. I only date da, da, da. Like, I feel like he may be light skinned, or he may be biracial or something like that. Like, so that's why God is saying, keep an open mind. But I also feel like what God is saying is like, as you guys get to know each other, as you start talking to each other, then you're going to start seeing like, oh, this person is really for me. So I just feel like what God is saying is like, actually take the time to get to know people, and not just like write people off just based off of appearance, maybe. Don't be shallow. For clarity, we have worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. And oh my God, this message. Why y'all doing this? Don't do this to me. Why y'all making me blush? Stop. I'm over them. Anyways. So like I was saying, for a lot of you guys, it says this is worth waiting for. Divine timing is at play, and this is for clarity. So what, like I was telling you guys before about like really taking this time to get to know yourself. The thing is, if that man that you know, your dream person, or the person you think you're supposed to be with, if he showed up right now, would you even be ready for it? Would you even be prepared to like, you know, step into that relationship? And I don't know about you, but I know for me, no. Like, I know there's still some things I want to work on. There's still some things I want to be just a little bit more confident about. And so I'm not afraid to just wait for it and give myself just a little bit more clarity, because I know that what I'm waiting for is not just somebody, but the one. The very last message, retreat, engagement, and new love. Doubling down on this message of God is saying, for you singles out there, if you have been experiencing a rough patch in your love life, if you've been just experiencing a rough patch when it comes to relationships in general, it don't have to just be romantic. We talk about relationships a lot now. We automatically think about romantic, but I don't know about y'all, but I also want to have more I want to meet my divine friends. I want to meet my tribe. Like, I want to meet my mentor. Like, I still want to be nurtured in that way. I want that type of love as well. And I feel like what God is saying is that as we start accepting ourselves, as we start loving on ourselves, again, as we start feeling better, we vibrate differently, and then we can attract differently. And so God is saying new love, engagement, retreat, all this stuff is coming in, guys. This is, some of you guys may be getting engaged some of you guys may be getting engaged rather quickly. And I feel like what God has said is just keep an open mind. For you guys that are in a relationship, I'm gonna be honest. I feel like this message is mostly for singles about love coming in. And for you guys that are not in a relationship, for you guys who are in a relationship, I feel like this is all about your spirit team. Like, they're saying, keep an open mind. We're starting to get to know each other. This is worth, all the stuff that you desire is worth waiting for. And that you guys are about to just engage in a different type of way to communicate with each other. You got to have like some new love, between you and your spirit team. And I also feel like God is saying to take that time to get to know your spirit team as well. So doubling down on that get to know message. All right, y'all. Angel number 5050. I'm going to leave it there. And actually, this is actually a perfect way to leave it. You deserve love. So if you're in a relationship where you don't have love, or the person makes you feel good every now and then, you find yourself thinking more about the past than you do in your present, then I just ask you to just really, take a look at how you feel about yourself and what you believe what you believe to be true about yourself, and what you believe that you deserve in your life. And whether you know it or not, you're worthy of love. Whether you lose 5 pounds, 10 pounds, you have hair or not have hair, like, you're worthy of love, and you're worthy of being with somebody who wants you for you. Okay. We're gonna end this message. Did I bring it? I thought I did. Aww. I guess I didn't. Well, we're gonna do what work you like. We're gonna do. I could have swore I was gonna say we was gonna end it with our auntie, but maybe not. Hey, Connie, you just chilling. Hey, Mia. Hi. Hi, handsome. Hey, handsome puppy. What you doing? You look like a big boy over there. I wish y'all could see this dog, Angel number 5133. He is like laid up in his bed, like chilling. Like, dogs got it good. I want to be a dog. Okay. Discernment, acceptance, clarity, acceptance, integrity, discernment, clarity. Acceptance, integrity, clarity, discernment. God, what do you want us to get us to know about this new love that is coming into our life? What do we need to keep an open mind about? Sorry, I had to change. We're gonna end it with a Sufi. When I get my new place, I'm gonna have somebody come and like help me do like a whole little setup, and because I feel like I need like a table just for this. Okay, God, clarify this message of acceptance, integrity, discernment, and clarity. What do you want us to know about accepting ourselves and it bringing us more clarity? What do you want us to know about how accepting ourselves will bring in the love of our life? What do you want us to understand about accepting accountability for our vibrational signature? Allow no room for doubt or confusion. Give us one message, God. Wrap it up in a nice tight bow. God name I pray. This is a pretty good message, guys. For me, it was actually really good. Like, I got some confirmation that I'm doing things right. I feel like we have to realize that we call in the things that we want in our life by what we believe is possible. We call in what we want in our life by the choices that we make and what we think about on a day-to-day basis. I could have those dreams and have those visions about this guy and I can push it away. Or I can have those dreams and I can pull it in and I can be like, ooh, I want it. I can think about it. I can tell you guys about it. I can write letters about it. I can write articles about it. I can think about it. You know, I can ask myself, what would I do? What can I, not even like why, not even, I'm done. Let me stop. I'm rambling. Celebrate life, face your fears, and trust your gut feeling. Let your heart guide who you really are. This is what we really gonna focus on. I do feel like what God is saying, face your fears. I don't know about you guys, but I know that I feel like the reason why I'm in this position I'm in is because I made a lot of choices and decisions based on codependency because I was afraid to be alone. And so now God is challenging me to be alone and to understand that if I take this time to be alone, that I will, not only just come out renewed with more focused and more confidence and acceptance for myself, but I also will be able to attract, the love that I really, truly want. And then the last thing that came out is celebrate life, make your life a celebration. And I just feel like what God is saying is, you just have to just start living life. Like, I feel like a lot of you guys have been in your head a lot about, new love coming in, how you can find your mate. And I just don't feel like you're going to find your mate on a dating app. I feel like you're only going to find your mate by taking that time to just really get to know yourself and love on yourself and, making better decisions for yourself. Okay. So the message that we're going to focus on and we're going to end with is trust your gut feelings. Let your heart guide who you are. Angel number 5520. I want to try to do 2 quick more. Let's pray. I'm going to be out of town next week, so I'm trying to make sure that I have enough content for y'all before I leave. I'm trying to do better with that. Like, I want to be consistent on all fronts because I love y'all. Like, I actually low-key, like, why I came and started doing these videos. I'm like, oh my God, I got to make sure I get them a full moon reading. Like, they need to know what's going to happen, how to understand the energy. So I just feel accountable for y'all. Like I told y'all, I love y'all. Let your heart lead you to who you are. Each person has been made for some specific work. The longing for that work has been put into the heart. We waste our energy designing and carrying out plans to become what we already are. Rumi. Take that the fuck in. The longing for that work we have been put. I'm going to read it one more time. Each person has been made for some work. The longing for that work has been put into the heart. We waste our energy designing and carrying out plans to become what we already are. And that's what God is trying to get you to understand about this discernment, left or right, where to go. You're looking for clarity, but you already know who you want to be. So what clarity do you really need? The clarity comes, okay, does this bring me closer or further away from who I am? I feel like God is saying, stop thinking so much. Stop seeking and just live on a daily basis, okay? The secret to having a successful life lies in having a combination of love and faith. Love is the power that makes us fearless to move forward. Faith develops perseverance in us. No matter how long it takes or the number of challenges that come along the path, it takes both love and faith to lead us joyfully to where we are going. This oracle brings grace to make you aware of a universe inside of you, reaching for it by seeking experiences that will open new dimensions of reality to you. Discover what you genuinely care about and make sure you are being true to what you find. When you completely focus on what you are doing and are fully immersed in it, you are in a state of flow. Being in flow makes work effortlessly. Your creative power increase and you will be inspired and more motivated from within. Oh, dear one, the way is open for you to see what is possible. The love you feel inside your